Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Who does he think he is? NFL star called out over absolutely BS drive-by on own coach. Dallas Cowboys superstar Micah Parsons has taken a disrespectful swipe at his own head coach Mike McCarthy in a bizarrely brazen post-match rant following the team's 34-6 loss to Philadelphia. The loss drops Dallas to a disappointing 3-6 and 3.5 games behind the division-leading Washington Commanders. McCarthy is clearly on the hot seat, and it's hard to believe he'll be coaching the Cowboys beyond this season given he's on the last year of his contract. Parsons, who was considered one of the league's best defensive players, was asked by a reporter about what the sentiment in the Cowboys' locker room is around McCarthy, but instead of defending his coach, he took a different route. "That's above my pay grade if Mike is coaching next year. Mike can leave and go wherever he wants," Parsons said. "The guys I kind of feel bad for are the vets like offensive lineman Zach Martin, who might be in their last year or close to it. That's who I wanted to hold the trophy for. You want to win games and do big things with legends like that, guys who put in more time and work than Mike McCarthy ever did." The comments led ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky to declare there was a culture problem at the Cowboys. Parsons didn't speak like he had any malice towards his coach, and could have potentially worded the answer poorly instead of intentionally trying to disparage McCarthy's work ethic. In any case, Parsons' answer seems to confirm that there's a lack of respect for McCarthy inside the Cowboys' locker room. ESPN NFL analyst and former head coach Rex Ryan blasted Parsons on Get Up, believing McCarthy doesn't deserve his work ethic to be questioned, before going in on the Cowboys' pass-rushing star. "Why are you piling on? Dead man walking? Yeah, he is. But you know what? He's professional as hell. He hasn't once blamed a damn player, ever. It's Bulls ***T, Ryan said. "You're giving up all kinds of stuff in your life. And you're gonna get some ass. I don't care how talented he is, that is absolutely BS. If you would have worked half as hard as a damn coach does, maybe you'd be able to play every damn game. Maybe your team wouldn't just be a bunch of punks and lay down every week like you're doing." Retired NFL star Damian Woody echoed Ryan, believing Parsons had no right to make those comments publicly, especially given Parsons has missed half of the season with injury, while who the hell does Micah Parsons think he is talking like that after a game? "Bro, you've been missing all these games with the injury," Woody said. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones told reporters after the game that McCarthy is set to stay on as Dallas head coach for now. Cowboys make big Mike McCarthy decision after Week 10 embarrassment. The Dallas Cowboys' disastrous 2024 campaign somehow got even worse in Week 10, as the team was embarrassed by the rival Philadelphia Eagles in a 34-6 rout. This was a chance for this struggling squad to put up a fight with its season on the line, but they instead crumbled in a big game, which is next to no surprise. The disturbing trend of continually falling short in massive showdowns under head coach Mike McCarthy has fans demanding the former Super Bowl champion to be fired once again in Week 10. Those complaints have reached owner Jerry Jones, who discussed McCarthy's job security following the loss. Jones told the media that he is not interested in making a coaching change, despite the pleas to Ken McCarthy. Dallas owner once again pointed to his past decisions to fire an HC during a season that previously didn't work out, and he seems focused on not repeating that history. At this point, Jones' excuses with the coaching staff are expected, but incredibly disappointing. It is abundantly clear the Cowboys aren't fighting for their leader, whose job they know is on the line. Since the trade deadline has passed as well, there's no major roster moves Dallas can make to help at this point in the season, either, which makes the coaching staff the obvious place to target for changes. There's little point in spending the final 8 games with McCarthy at the helm, considering how poorly the team has responded to his uncertain job security. Dallas could turn to defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer, who has previous HC experience, or try out an up-and-comer like Al Harris in an effort to evaluate a future head coaching candidate. Given McCarthy's fate is already sealed, it's better for the organization to start working on the next era now than delaying the inevitable. Cowboys urged to move Micah Parsons in blockbuster NFL trade. The Dallas Cowboys are in the midst of a challenging 2024 season, holding a 3-6 record and dealing with a string of key injuries. Linebacker Micah Parsons, one of the NFL's most dynamic defensive players, has faced his own injury struggles, appearing in only 5 games this season. Despite registering 16 total tackles, 3 sacks, and 1 forced fumble, Parsons' absence has highlighted his importance to a defense that's had trouble holding off high-powered offenses. Combined with quarterback Dak Prescott's recent hamstring injury, which could keep him sidelined for at least 4 weeks, and receiver CeeDee Lamb's shoulder issues, the Cowboys find themselves in an uphill battle to salvage the season. In light of these struggles, ESPN's Dan Graziano recently floated the idea of a blockbuster offseason trade involving Parsons as a potential solution to the Cowboys' rebuilding needs. While he acknowledged that such a move would be extreme, Graziano suggested it could be a way for Dallas to secure valuable draft capital. "Oh, I can see the logic," Graziano stated. "You could probably get 3 first-round picks for Parsons if you made him available, and my goodness would that help get things turned around for Dallas in a hurry." "I wavered on this one, I promise you." Graziano also emphasized Parsons' unique talent, which makes him difficult to part with even in the face of such a tempting offer. "But in the end, what it came down to for me is that Parsons is a particularly special player, the kind who would be tough to replace even with 3 first-rounders," Graziano added. "He's the foundational type you build around, no matter what kind of shape your franchise is in." With Parsons set for a contract extension and due to play on his $21.3 million 5th-year option in 2025, the Cowboys have to weigh his long-term value against their need for a roster overhaul. The Dallas Cowboys had a nightmare of a weekend when they suffered yet another embarrassing loss, falling to 3-6 for the season. This one came against their bitter rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, who improved to 7-2 for the season and took the lead in the division. As the Cowboys lost all hope for the season with Sunday's loss, the team made an announcement that not many fans were particularly excited about. Per John Machota of The Athletic, head coach Mike McCarthy announced that they will continue starting Cooper Rush at quarterback going forward. Rush started his first game for the Cowboys since the 2022 season and had a disastrous performance like the rest of the team. He completed 13 of 23 passes for a total of 45 passes with a 61.7 passer rating and lost 2 fumbles. He was eventually benched in favor of Trey Lance at the end of the 3rd quarter. In his Cowboys debut, Lance fared only slightly better, completing 4 of 6 passes for 21 yards while adding 17 yards on the ground. The team as a whole had a miserable 146 total yards for the game, averaging 2.6 yards per play. Considering how poorly the Cowboys' offense played with Rush under center, it is surprising that the team decided to stick with him. Dallas takes on the Houston Texans in Monday Night Football in Week 11. The Cowboys opened as 7.5-point home underdogs against the 6-4 Texans on FanDuel Sportsbook. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Micah Parsons? Leave your opinion in the comments.